day that I remember, an old saying that I was given as a kid, is my grandpa Nunzi. We called him Nunzi. As my grandpa Nunzio would lean back in his recliner and say, you know, son, money talks and bullshit walks. And I never really fully understood what he meant. When I was a young chap coming up in the people's streets of the 985, I never understood what he meant. It's days like today with the whole Bryce Underwood story about how things went down on the Michigan side of things. Sounds familiar, by the way. Sounds eerily familiar. You know why it sounds familiar? Because we kind of hinted that it was going on behind the scenes. When a rich media person goes out there and starts doing stuff, it's not quiet in the whole network of things. But you know what is interesting? Well, let me just say this. In case you missed it, Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports, who, hey, LSU fans, are you going to be tuning into Barstool anytime soon when it comes to them taking a player of yours or a potential player of yours? Anywho, Dave Portnoy, the CEO and founder of Barstool Sports, came out today and basically said how he and others went out there and paid for Bryce Underwood to go to Michigan. And if reality had not hit in for LSU fans, it certainly has now. Because, you know, during the spring when I would come out here, and this is literally what happened probably 2 nights a week, every single night for probably all of spring football, when the portal was involved with defensive tackles. And I would come out here and say, hey, if you're not going to play the game like everybody else is playing the game, you are going to lose. When CJ West goes into the portal, and I hear from sources that say, I'm not sure if this kid can play here. Then he goes to Indiana and has 2 massive stops at the goal line against Ohio State with their playoffs somewhat on the line here. And I'm like, no, I think Indiana was doing a little bit more than what we were. Indiana. I see Simeon Barrow, and I see Demonic Williams. And I'm like, yeah, Demonic Williams doesn't necessarily have the stats, even though he's 5th as a nose guard, 5th on their team in tackles. You know, I say to myself, I'm like, damn, dude is a space eater. And I mean that with all due respect to him. I think today's story that came out with Dave Portnoy and how the wife of the second richest man in the world, and she loves Michigan, and she gets her boo thing. She gets her sugar daddy to give her $12 million plus, because it's not just one kid that Michigan's trying to go and get, for him to go to Michigan. She goes down as a legend. Dave goes down as his school's legend. Doesn't mean that the LSU staff did anything wrong. But reality set in when it came to what the ultimate truth is going to be from here on out. You have told me religiously, whether it be in the comments, on Twitter, wherever it may be, that, hey, since NIL has been elected, it's not college football anymore. It's professional football. Then you hear the Bryce Underwood story, and I'm like, yeah, it's been that. Big free agents in the NFL or NBA or Major League Baseball go to places that are going to win, have great tradition, and pay you the money. Human biology is not going to change when it comes, and physiology is not going to change when it comes to money. It never will. You know, I think about when me and my wife go out to dinner, right? And we're sitting there, and I'll just be real with you. I love going with my wife to have a nice steak dinner. Now she likes going and doing other things. By the way, habaneros in Baton Rouge off Perkins was actually pretty fun. Really loud, but kind of fun. Anyway, I was thinking about the last time we went out. But I think about when we first got engaged. And man, like when we're going out to eat, it's like to a little Mexican restaurant. So because I mean like 25, 30 bucks, like we're struggling here. Then I get to a place now where I'm like, baby, I mean, do you want to get a bottle of wine? I mean, I'll drink it with you. It's fine with me. I want a glass, maybe a glass and a half. I'm good. All right, let's get it. The stress-free care of it. I remember the mentality that I went through to it. The mentality of, all right, well, we don't have to worry about this. This is fine. Stress-free. And we're acting as if that this was never going to be the case. You were warned here. You were warned 3 weeks ago before Bryce Underwood took his visit. And I told you, hey, I put it on Twitter. I clipped it on this show. I put it out there. At some point, the money is going to be too much. Actually, for shits and gigs, I am going to do, I don't know if I can do this. Hold on. I think I have to do this through my phone because I don't know how to do it on a desktop. We're going to go through this because it's a crucial part of tonight's show. Hold on. This is bad podcast. I should have come prepared. I should have very much come prepared, but I didn't. All right. Found it. I tweeted to you this. Very, 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 very bad podcasting. Very bad podcasting. But here it is. I say to the following. At some point, someone makes you a money offer you can't walk away from. I am not saying this is happening here with Bryce Underwood, but if this is true, there's no way conversations behind the scenes aren't happening. This isn't a small amount of money. Again, big if. So I bring that up to say, you were warned. In all of this situation with Underwood, this came out around the time that I came out and said, or I didn't come out and say it, when it came out, the story came out that Michigan was going to offer him $10.5 million. I knew what LSU was going to offer. And you're about $4 to $5 million shy of guaranteed money. That's what I knew. And I'm like, yeah. So, dude ain't going, The kid might want to go somewhere, but the young man has a mama and a daddy. And I have kids, and a lot of you have kids. And if Ben Ruffino wants to go to LSU, and I pray to God that one day he does. But then Kirby Smart in Georgia knocks on the door and says, hey, we're going to give you $4 million more guaranteed legal contract to come to the University of Georgia. We are packing our bags, and I'm moving up to Georgia with my brother. You get the gist. Business is business. So taking the biases that I continue to hear from the LSU side of things, what reality that we live in? Again, I suggest that you go listen to the Dave Portnoy story, but I mean, guys, it's relative. The number one thing that I learned in this business, the number one thing that I've learned in covering LSU, and I have a hard time of doing this sometimes. You have to take the purple and gold glasses off. That's what the whole Bryce Underwood thing was about. Let's think about it in reality. Let's calm down. Because, man, I'm telling you, the kid was never coming here when that offer got made. Wasn't happening. So when they came down and watched Alabama and you got your asses whooped, it made, oh, man, if we even had a thought, bro, they're wanting Joe Sloan fired? The fan base is calling for Sloan to be fired? What? Yeah, if we're going to get our ass beat, we're going to do it 45 minutes away from the house. Right? I mean, like, let's call it what it is. That's why, and here's the truth. This is my ultimate opinion. I'll lead it and end it at this before we get into this game on Saturday. You want to know why Brian Kelly comes out there on a Monday? I've heard a lot of I have heard a lot of people give thoughts on why Brian Kelly did what he did yesterday in the press conference, saying we are going to be very aggressive. We didn't have the resources maybe last year. We didn't want to go over our cap, but this year we're going to play. Know why that happens? Two reasons why it happens. People who may have been asleep to what really happens in NIL woke up. And number two, it got some asses in gear. Now, Colin Simmons should have done that for him a year ago. It didn't, because the kid had never played a down of college football. But do you remember the Colin Simmons recruitment? I vividly do. Remember the end it came down to money? And the word on the street was that LSU had backed out? That was the word on the street. And picking up that word on the street, hypothetically, if that's even remotely close to being true, hypothetically, I don't know. But hypothetically, if that's true, you see what the kid's doing at Texas as a freshman right now? Well, Blake, they ain't played nobody. He's a freshman in the SEC. He's playing in the conference. He played against Georgia, wasn't that bad? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. When you get in these high-profile situations, you got to be prepared. So when I come out here and say, hey, man, why haven't they sent out a link to the collective this week? Why aren't they blastering this shit on social media? I have no worries in the world to give, to retweet it, to push LSU content. No way. I would be an idiot not to help push some of those things. When LSU is better, this show makes more money. All the other shows make more money. Don't let them tell you anything different. Guys, the biggest viewed video that I have on this channel, without a doubt, was a live show that when LSU beat Alabama in 22. From the audio podcast side of things, it will never be touched again unless we make it like massive. But I do think that you have a market and a cap when you cover just one team. It's never going to be touched. Guys, hundreds, Millions and millions. That's what I'd say. But the number was insanity. Sorry to spend 18 to 20 minutes of your time talking about that specifically. But I promise you, as God is my witness, in 2 weeks, because, guys, this is the last regular season game, right? You don't get another regular season football game on field until a bowl game. So you ain't going to have a lot to do on most nights. You'll have a couple of basketball games here and there. You'll be watching some other football. Who made it to the SEC championship game? Who did this? Who did that? And you know, what's interesting here is when that happens, the portal's going to open. And, brother, I'm getting out in front of it. What do you need to do? Exactly what Brian Kelly said last night or yesterday and last night on this radio show. We're going to be aggressive. Everybody at TJ Ribs, hey, man, I need you to give $20 to the collective this month. Can you do that for me? Coach, I give no. Go make a one-time donation, $20. Send out emails. Send out chats. Send out everybody. I be blasting it to the roof. Blasting it out in the ether. I be tweeting about the Bayou Traditions Collective every single day. Every 30 minutes. Guys, I want LSU to win. And I don't see a path right now that they don't win unless they start going out there and spending money. I don't. There's not another avenue. They're still going to have to go out there and sit in places and sit. You don't have a top 5 defensive tackle, at least maybe one, but you don't have a top 5 defensive tackle in the SEC. What about the entire of college football? The Honky Badger plays well sparingly in games. Be honest with you, since Jay Ward walked out the building, safety play has plummeted like a Great Depression stock. I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you. No, sir. No, sir. All right. Didn't want to spend that much time on it, but here we are. Let's do this. Let me get to a quick break. When we come back, we'll preview LSU and Oklahoma tomorrow. We will be live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know it's early, but I have some things to do tomorrow. So we'll be live at 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Not live on Thursday. We may do something on Friday. I don't know. But just a programming note, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you all will join us. All right, let's get to it. Let me get to a quick break. Everybody hits the like and share. Do me a favor right now. Hit the like and share all those groups, social media pages, all that stuff. Quick break. Come right back, and we'll preview LSU and Oklahoma. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag.
He will sell your house and find you a new. Well, Tyler's the man, he's here for you. If you want to buy or sell, well, it's not too late. Dial 955-0008. Just call 955-0008. Y'all call Tyler, he'll shoot you straight.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Two things here. Travis says Jakeem is going for the money. Look, man, if you're on the forum, ayssnetwork.com/forum, I never really. Well, you're going to say every time you're on here, you push it. No, not really. I took my pick off of Jakeem Stewart, and it hinted that I'm doing it or was doing it last week on there too. Yeah. Carver says, Blake, we still have to develop dudes. No doubt. So when I say all of what I say, Carver, I want this baseline to be understood. The baseline that I want it to be understood is I'm talking about the additional. Okay. Now, I don't think that anybody can sustain without high school recruiting and developing. Nobody can. But you also, right now, where you are as a program, you cannot afford to throw away next year in the name of we're developing. It cannot happen. Cannot happen. You guys, I'm telling you, you can't have a bad year next year. You can't. And I got to be real with you. For once, you got to be a contender. I mean, I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm calling it like I see it. And to be real with you, like I said last night on this show, either Brian Kelly did one of two things yesterday. Either number one, he came out there and he was talking about things because of he wants it to make it look like it wasn't on him. LSU didn't give him the help and resources. Okay. Or he really wants to go for how bad is this man won a national title? How bad? That's only up to him. Only up to him. Time to go get that money, dog. You need other dudes. You're not going to develop safeties in time to get them to where they need to be for them to play on a championship level. They're not. I don't think you have an Eric Reed at safety, or I don't think you have a Brandon Taylor. Now, Brandon took 4 years to develop, but I don't think you have one of those. You're not remotely close. All right. Let's get to it. So, LSU, Oklahoma this weekend. Listen, you want to talk about a turnaround of a program or a turnaround of a season. You know, we look at Oklahoma this year, their first year in the SEC, and probably not the way that they thought it was going to go. You know, I went on an Oklahoma show during the offseason and went in there and I said, yeah, man, I think Oklahoma's going to be around 7-5, 8-4. And I did not expect it to be this bad. I did not expect it to be, or I did expect it to be somewhat moderately where it is, because coming in the offseason, when we talked about this on Rafino and Joe show, I remember thinking about Oklahoma and watching their spring game, watching how bad the O-line had been, and just saying to myself, okay, the simple fact that Oklahoma went into the portal and got 8 starters along their offensive line, they list them all as starters, is concerning. It's very concerning. None of these guys have played. That basically, guys, it would be like us taking in Marlon Martinez and expecting him to be a dude at right guard. And I like Marlon. Marlon was all right. But you get my gist here. Didn't think it was going to help a younger quarterback. This is all on record. I didn't know it would be this bad, but they fired their offensive coordinator. They promoted from within, and things have, I don't want to say have gotten better, but their philosophy has changed on what they can do. Oklahoma has 5 wide receivers that are out. Their top 3 weapons are out. Now, we'll see what happens on Wednesday for a couple of them, but they cannot throw the ball effectively. And quite honestly, the last 4 weeks of the season, nor do they want to. They are going to zone read and option you and run the football all night long. The last couple of weeks, now they had to throw the ball more against Ole Miss at the end because they were getting their asses beaten. They're trying to play catch up, and it failed. But Jackson Arnold has not had over 25 passing attempts in the last month per game. Not one. They have about 40 to 45 to one game, 50 rushing attempts, though. Guys, they've gone old school. Complete and utter old school on how you play football. To be frank, they play high school football. They play 4A, 5A, gonna line up, run our best athlete right at you. LCA with Jawan Johnson a year ago. Now, Jawan would throw it a little bit, but you get my gist. In the last 3 SEC games, they played Missouri, they played Ole Miss, and they played Alabama. Jackson Arnold against Ole Miss had 9 carries for 103 yards net. The problem was he got sacked 9 times. Sacked 9 times against Ole Miss. He had negative 64 rushing yards. But if you remember in that game, that all came and 4 came in the last 2 drives. They lined it up 9 times and ran it for 103, me and Jackson Arnold, and that's what I pull from it. Because you ain't been able to stop a dude that can run at quarterback all year long. Let's be frank. You ain't been able to do it to stop it in 2 years. Moderately efficiently, you can't stop it. Now, we could blame it as a coaching thing. We could blame it for a lot of different things. The truth is, it's pretty much the same personnel, the second and third levels. They have not been able to identify and react and get where they need to go. I look against Missouri, where they lost 30-23. And he had 17 rushing attempts for 84 yards. He got sacked 4 times. You look at his actual rushing stats on rushing plays. He has 14 carries for 100 yards. And I say to myself, man, there is no reason that Oklahoma should be able to come into Baton Rouge after Thanksgiving in their final SEC game and win. And then the film pops on. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did this kid run the ball for 137 yards against Bama this week on 24 attempts? Did Did they go like full spread option? Like legitimately full Florida spread option, Percy Harvin? Is that what we're doing here? And it's worked. Guys, this is not going to be a small statement, but the correct statement. Jackson Arnold is very elite. And you know I don't like using this word. He is elite at knowing the decisions that he's got to make in zone read principles. He knows when to pull, when to give, how to counteract. This kid is a true understanding quarterback of what he's got to do in the running game. Jalen Milroe is more athlete. This guy is precision. Blake, we stopped Diego Pavia last week. Man, Diego ain't this kid athletically. He's not. Diego Pavia is the TiVo or Timo, whatever it is, Timu version as an athlete to this kid. I'm telling you, this kid can pick him up and put him down. He's an athlete. And it makes me worry about him because who they were for the first 7 games, really, in the beginning of the season is BS. Complete BS. You know, in 3 of their last 4 games, meaning Oklahoma, they've had 3 different people or players have passing attempts. A quarterback, a wide receiver, and a tight end. Every single SEC game have a passing attempt because they're running double passes in the middle of plays or middle of drives. I'm like, all right, they're just going to try to throw a screen here, keep it somewhat honest. No, a double pass? They dropped the double pass. Guys, the score should have been 31-3. They dropped a double pass, a throw out screen, back up throw, like a fake screen, tight end, double tight end pass, I guess. They dropped it in the end zone. The game was not close. It wasn't close. Alabama got blown out. Now, could I make the argument that Alabama was more in the game than the final score indicated? Yes. I can do that. I can completely do that. The Ryan Williams out of bounds and then the legal procedure on the touchdown was bullshit. But I've seen them the last 4 weeks, meaning Oklahoma, play really good defense and run the football. That's what they do. That is their game. Old school, time of possession. We're going to hold on to the football, make this as close a game as we can, and we're going to lean on you for 4 quarters. And you know what? They're telling the O-line, listen, old school wedge blocking. Listen, we need you to get north and south and just start hitting dudes. You might not have cohesiveness. You might not be able to just really do anything. You might even get beat on some plays. Go knock somebody's head off. Now, they have assignments and they're doing stuff, but old school zone wedge blocking. Take one step to the play side on zone read and just run through a brick wall. It's what they're doing. It's the logic. I'm telling you, the logic behind what they're doing in run skill, okay, is old school zone, old school pin and pull, wedge stuff. And it's been effective. You know what else they don't do? They don't have a lot of penalties and they don't have a lot of turnovers. I know that this team is 5-6, but listen, man, through the first 7 games, they were dog shit. They were dog shit. Got so bad that their OC had to be fired. And we think Joe Sloan's bad. No, they had worse. Oh, buddy. I'm worried about it. I don't know if defensively that you can stop this kid. I don't. Because it's not, I mean, guys, Ole Miss, for what it's worth, I know that they came back and won that game. What was it, 26-17? Oklahoma led at the half. They led it. They were leading Ole Miss at the half. Boy, we beat Ole Miss. Oh, okay. They were running the ball on a better D-line than yours. Hey, here's the truth. If you take the sack yards away, Ole Miss is second in the country, because we were talking about Ole Miss, Mississippi State today on Rafino and Joe show. They're second in the country in run defense. If you take away those sack yardage from Jackson Dart, guys, they were lining up and running it right at them. And I just got to be real. We're not better than that. We're not. Then I look at them defensively, and I see that they're 16th in the country in total defense. I look at their passing defense, who's been shaky, but they've given up big plays late because they've been on the field for so long. It's not like through 4 quarters they're just getting annihilated. They're 48th in the country. Run defense, guys, they're one of the better run teams that you're going to see. Front seven-wise, probably is the second or third best front seven that you've seen all year. With Stutzman, Demonic, all of the playmakers, Stone, all the playmakers that they have up front, real playmakers. They don't let teams run on them, even when they were getting their shit pushed in. Even though when they're playing Texas and they don't have a chance. Hey, man, you ain't run the football. No, you're going to have to run this bitch 45 times. You might get us in the end, but nuh-uh. Ain't going to do it. Bama. Guess Bama could not line up and run the football on them. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. And that's something that you struggle with. And I'm like, look, man, I mean, if you sustain long enough, if you're able to hang around with them, I think late you can start getting on this defense. Let him run side to side, play maybe a little time of possession for him. Okay, fine, cute, cool. Man, I think you're in for a game this weekend. I think you're in for a game. Because defensively, man, they're not bad. They're one of the top teams in the SEC in defense. Guys, they're third in the SEC in defense. And offensively, they haven't done anything for them. And Venables is a hell of a play caller. They got dudes defensively. They've gone full 180 to what they wanted to be on as an offense, and it's benefited them, but it's not enough. They don't have playmakers on the boundary. Their O-line still can be leaky at times, and it hadn't helped them. So there are a couple things that you can do to overcome that. How does Sage Ryan, Major Burns, Josh Williams? How does Zy Alexander? How does Gio Paez and JVR Suggs potentially and Greg Penn? How do you want to go out? How do you want to go out? This is your last game in college, man. A lot of you. What if you went out there and finally showed, like, hey, man, it's been a bumpy ride, but tonight you're just not going to run the ball on us. You might get some yards here and there, but we're not going to let you go full Jalen Milroe. Do I see that happening? I don't know, not really. But if you go after this show, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to get on your laptop, your iPad, your phone, and type in Alabama versus Oklahoma. And you're going to see it. And you're going to watch everything that they do. Go to Oklahoma versus Mizzou. Oklahoma. and just watch it for yourself. You don't have to go full deep dive on it, but go do it for yourself. And you're going to see it over and over and over and over and over again. And you're going to be like, man, I don't know if we're stopping this. I don't think we can stop this. You're going to have to stack the box on them. You're going to have to try to create havoc. They're going to do zone read, and you're going to have to find a way to get as many men in the backfield as you can. On these slow mesh zone reads, the only way to stop it is obviously being your gap, if that's how you want to play it. But, man, you got to wreak some havoc. They're not going to throw the ball. They're going to keep handing the ball off over and over and over and over again. I would go in full gap engage 8 and play man everywhere else. And you know what? If you beat me deep, for the love of God, so be it. So be it. All right. Whatever. You got one on me. You got one on me. There's no way, man. What? Guys, we had Bama playing coverage, like real coverage on 3rd and 7, and they're backing off and going in a 3-man front, and Oklahoma's like, okay. You got a 4-man box? We're going to run the ball. Thanks. We just got 9 yards? Oh. What are they doing? Like, what are they do? Why do they? Wait, it's a 3rd and 5 again in there in a 3-man. What are we doing? Ew. And it whipped their ass all night long. Kane Womack got his ass whooped all night long. Kane Womack's a DC at Alabama. So, yeah, man. I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it. I just think you're in for a dogfight. I really do. And I can't believe I'm saying that. In the beginning of the season, I started chalking this one up to, man, this might be the Vandy game that we were thinking we were going to get. But it's not. All right. Before we get to and turn the page here, I want to talk about the portal here in a minute, just some more things that we didn't touch on last night. And then I'm going to ask you our favorite segment we do every year. My favorite Thanksgiving segment. We're doing that tonight. Something I want to point out. LSU defensively and statistically has jumped up in every single position group but one from last year's defense. What do I mean? Total defense. You're better this year statistically. Passing defense. You're better this year statistically. Rush defense. You're better statistically. Third down defense is the only place where you're about the same. You were 97th last year. You're 89th this year. I mean, it's only a couple of spots away. I guess technically you did get better, just not by a lot. You got better by a percentage point, I might add. Scoring defense, you're better. I think it's interesting because I think it shows one thing. I do know that there's been a lot of parity in the sport this year, but I think that helps Blake Baker's case in the sense of just how much better what they have done has been than Matt House. Guys, they got the same athletes and they're making shit better, right? Like they've made defense better because of the coaching staff that they got in here. Now, safety play is something that I will continue to say has been atrocious. Okay. But man, you've jumped in every category. In the beginning of the year, I thought that you were going to be able to run the football better than what you have done this year. But the last 2 games you've run the football, so maybe it just had been play calling. I don't know. I thought you would be in the mid-50s. The week 1, you, I, and Carter had a discussion that I thought that they'd end around 55. And we thought if they were around the 50 rank defensively, then, man, you might have a shot at winning this thing. Do you remember that? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you remember that conversation in the chat when we had it in week 1 of the season? Me and Carter, live on the show. They're about there, a little bit worse than I intended them to be. Guys, the problem has been when you're around those 50s and on your scoring offense, you're 61st in the country, you're not going to win football games. So we have jumped about 42 spots from scoring defense, from total defense, run defense. Guys, technically you have been better. Technically you've been better this year in everything that you do. The problem is last year, this is just what it looks like without Jaden Daniels. Credit where credit's due, but at least you see and you know what it looks like. All right, let's do this. We're going to come right back, take a quick break. Hey, I'm going to ask you this, and I want you to put it in the chat. During the break, I want you to tell me, what is your favorite Thanksgiving meal? What is it? Is it dressing? Is it turkey, ham, sweet potato yams, mashed potatoes and gravy, rice and gravy? What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish? I want to know. Put it inside the chat right now. We'll talk about it outside the break. Be right back. Guys, I want to talk to you about our good friends over the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company. Are you facing tough times due to an injury from a car accident, navigating the complexities of divorce, or purchasing a new home? At the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company, they understand the challenges you're going through, and they are here to help. The lawyer team of Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vignair, along with Morgan Daniels, have the experience and proven track record to give you that peace of mind. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. That's 985-386-7600 to schedule a free consultation at their brand new office located in historic downtown Ponchatoula. They're also doing a special, the AYS special. If you're refinancing or closing on a home in Southeast Louisiana, request the Drake Title Company to handle your closing. If you mention Blake Ruffino and AYS, you're going to receive a $400 discount on title fees. Again, give them a call at 985-386-7600. Let them know that Blake Ruffino sent you on by. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Falls and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Falls has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirements. Guys, let me tell you about our good friends over at Easy Free Bail Bonds, LLC, where they get your feet back on the street. There may come a time where a loved one or yourself is arrested and you don't have enough money to get bail from jail. Easy Free Bail Bonds will assist you in the process of getting bail bonds for your family. These bonds are a way to ensure that you're financially covered when a predicament like an arrest occurs. Easy Free Bail Bonds is located inside the state of Louisiana with an expert team of bondsmen that are available to assist you or your family 24/7. The team is professional and has a high-quality work ethic that will give you nothing but satisfaction. The company takes feedback from past customers in order to better their services and are always looking to accommodate and mold their services that best fit your needs. Remember this number, 985-517-3631. That's 985-517-3631. Because when you need to get back on your feet and back on the street, you know who to call.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right, we got some good ones in here. Brandon Reese says baked mac and cheese. I was wondering how long it was going to take for the mac and cheese. I'm going to try to stay as carnivore as I can here. I will say this. I had my first slice of pizza today. It's like one of those small itsy-bitsy squares. Missed it, man. Brandon, this is probably my favorite, man. I love me a good sweet potato casserole. I freaking love it. I love me a sweet potato casserole. Now, I'll eat a whole thing of yams. Me. I'm talking about both of them kind of yams, you know what I'm saying? Carver says smoked turkey, ham, and dressing. Man, I like it all. I like it all too. I got greens, beans, tomatoes, cornbread dressing. Yeah, Jason says cornbread dressing. Jason, I'm with you. I am with you. I love me some cornbread dressing. I think I'm going to try to stay away from it this year. Thinking about getting some turkey and gravy. Anybody else just like rice and gravy? Am I the only crazy one? Am I the only crazy one that loves rice and gravy? I don't know. By the way, I gotta tell y'all something. We hadn't had to come to Jesus meeting in a while. Your boy, I kind of mentioned this with Carter last night. Your boy grilled some backstrap this weekend. Ooh, whitetail. Ooh, wee. As the kids say, it was bussin'. Butterflied a couple of them. Put them in that cast iron. Little seasoning. Got that butter on it. Ooh, wee. Had some more again today. Tender, boy. Ooh. Tender. Bruh, could have cut it that. So tender, swear to you. Could hit that thing with a spoon, boy. Ooh-wee. Slicing like butter. Aaron Miller says rice and giblet gravy. What's giblet gravy? I just know what it's gravy. What's giblet gravy? Ooh, Carvis, them deviled eggs. Hey, man. Carvis, I got to tell you something. Okay? I got to tell you something. My wife did deviled eggs. Okay, 1 year. She put bacon, crispy maple, brown sugar, maple bacon, whatever, on top of the deviled eggs. Boy. Oh, son. I'm telling you. Son, I'm telling you. See, here's what I think. You know how they say that like white people like only put salt and pepper on their chicken and stuff like that? I don't think that attests to like Louisiana people. Can we be real about that? I don't think it attests to that. I don't. I really, really, really don't. It's Louisiana, boy. It's Louisiana. Come on now, dog. Come on now. Brandon Reese says eating good while watching the NFL. Yeah, I will admit I've stayed away from green bean casserole. I'll eat it, but man, I don't really like it that much anymore. I will do some more. I've kind of come around to oyster dressing, but now I'm gonna tell you, y'all not gonna know what this is, but anybody in here, I'm sure I've asked this before. Has anybody in here had pineapples and cheese? Hold on. It's not the dish that you think. What is this crazy son of a? Look it up. Go to Google, type in pineapples and cheese. All right. And then you got the Ritz crackers on top. Hey, bro. Hey, listen to your boy. Before I lost the weight, I'm just telling you. Some weight. I'm just telling you. I ain't get this big for no reason now. Listen to your boy. Y'all going to be thanking me. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope y'all are there. We'll see you then. Peace.